morning. I'm Baiba Braže, Latvia's foreign minister. We are starting the council. Last night we had an informal gathering of ministers and we had the EU-Iraqi Cooperation Council, very important for Iraq with the upcoming elections. So the EU will support democratic processes, security, stability in Iraq. Today, support Ukraine, and that's the utmost priority, I think, for all of us in view of the winter coming, which will be difficult on the front, not only for Ukraine, but also for Russia. So putting pressure on Russia, making sure Ukraine has everything that it needs to defend herself is a way to peace. We bring it up with our US counterparts. Our transatlantic relations are strong, but we need to work on every little bit for supporting Ukraine. And then, of course, the Middle East situation is not an easy one, despite the very welcome ceasefire that was achieved. So various, again, elements both on protection of humanitarian supplies and people in Gaza and beyond, but also actually putting pressure on Hamas and putting pressure on Iran and others to make sure that the ceasefire holds. A little bit also on the Indo-Pacific strategy of the EU, which has been a successful one, so we would like to see the continuation and full implementation. The trade relations are developing strongly. A lot, and then afterwards we have the meeting with the Central Asian and Eastern European partners, so met some of them yesterday already, so also a very welcome, very important part of the EU's agenda.
President Trump in the White House on Friday. We heard reports that Trump has urged Zelensky to accept Putin's terms or be destroyed.
There are various media reports. I don't want to comment on media reports. We had a short briefing by Minister Sibiha. He will be here also today, so we will rely on facts, as I said.
There is the ongoing discussion on using frozen assets from Russia for Ukraine. Some countries are blocking, like for example Slovakia on energy. Slovakia is also blocking. How do you deal with this?
So the 19th package final is basically finished. There is one country that is blocking it, and that country should not be doing that because it's not connected to the sanctions. It's totally different type of issues, so not acceptable for us. We are not hesitating to raise it with that country. On frozen assets, again, politically, everybody understands that those assets won't be going back to Russia. So the question is, how do we really ensure the practicalities around it with minimum risks to the member states, but the efficient use for getting Ukraine what it needs. And I encourage all the countries also to provide resources to the priority Ukraine requirement list, which is essentially a lifeline for Ukrainian forces to fight and to defend the country. And there are only very few allies who have given, Latvia is one of those, who have given resources to that list. And there are many countries who have not. So everybody should step in because it's not about words, it's about deeds and actions. Thank you.